Okay, recently I've been asked to give a tutorial on Adobe Premiere Pro 2022 on how to upload video into your project. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a new project. Go to New Project, and then you want to label this New Project dash importing footage, whatever that footage might be. You can designate the location of where you want this to be saved. I'm going to designate it to be saved into this external drive, and then you hit OK. And then now what comes up is your source window, your project window, which is the most important. And you have program, then you have your sequence or your timeline, which is right here. This is sequence timeline, this is your project, and this is these individual things here are called panels. So you see you have an effects panel for your audio effects and your video effects and your video transitions. But what we're working on right now is your project, and you want to import. What I'm going to do now is import a folder into a project that has all the components that we need. You can either import files or you can import folders. And you can go ahead and start by creating the folder, or you can do it the way that I'm going to do it, which is importing the folder. So you can do it whatever way you want. You can also import the files and then create a folder and drag the files into the folder. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to double click on this black area to import. There's also another way, which is going up to File, scrolling down to Import. We're going to do it the Mike Taylor way. Here it is, right here on the desktop. And I'm going to import this folder. As you can see, a folder appeared in the project panel, and I'm going to double click on that folder. Double click, and you can see here's me and some of my classmates and my professor. And what I'm going to do is there's a couple different ways that you can look at the footage within Premiere. You can actually scrub through the files with the window open. And here is a freeform view. Here's the icon view, which I generally like to use. And here's the list view. I'm going to go with the list view, but real quick I'm going to go over these other ones. The list view is just in order, which is really great because that's what I want to demonstrate. The icon view helps you to see all of what you need to import. That's why I like it, because I can just look at what I need, and then it's not labeled. I go by the icons. I don't generally go by labels, which sometimes can be dangerous, but I like to live dangerously. So then you can use the freeform view, which is the newest addition to Premiere. And what you can do is here's a couple video clips of me. So if I wanted to bunch myself all together, I can stack these videos how I want them, and then I could drag them all in together. So they always stay together, anything about me. So I could just click through them. But enough about myself. We're going to go back to the list, and we need to drag this whole list from C073 to C0188 into the timeline. So let's do that. Boom. We just put all of them onto the timeline. And as you can see in the project panel, we have now created a sequence, which is a timeline, and this timeline is also now actually in the folder, or it's actually called a bin. So once we go into here, you can see that we have in the bin, we can backtrack, open the bin back up, and there's our timeline within the bin with all the files that we're using. So in order to mark, say, a time code, there's two ways that you can do it. You can either mark it, add a mark on the video clip itself right here, or you can add a mark on the sequence. If you move the video footage, you can come back, and that's done up here. Add marker. You can also label these markers and change the colors if you want to. Let's open up this one. All right, let's open up that one. So that's on the timeline at the top. Put the name. This guy's name is Brian. And then the content is eyes shut. And I can change the color to red. And this is a comment marker. You can have a chapter marker, segmentation marker, a web link. You could put a web link in this. That's pretty crazy, but awesome at the same time. So it just depends on how specific you want to get. I'm thinking a comment marker would be good. Chapter markers are normally for like DVDs and such. So if you're not making a DVD, then a comment marker would be great. And if you wanted to use color coding specifically for different categories, you can do that. So then hit OK. And then we've changed the color of the marker. And then when we go back into it, now we have, it's Brian, and his eyes are shut. All right, so now there's the one with Brian smiling. So now you could literally go back into here. We have a red for Brian. Now we can put Brian smiling. And you can make a comment about it, like, I like the background. This is a good shot. All right. Those are notes for you or someone else. And then, so let's say what we've done here, and you want to save this whole thing. You go up to File, go down to save. I'm going to save importing footage, but you specifically want to save as, especially if you make changes. So if you make changes, it's always great to save as, because you're literally changing the file name or the project name. So I would go back and I would save this to importing footage _001. And that kind of lets me know that it's the first iteration of, or the second iteration, however you like to do your numbering. Some people like to have a master, and then they like to say 001 is the second iteration. Then you hit save to your projects, and there we go. So this is how you import footage and how you can add markers and to promote Adobe Premiere. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and share it with your friends, put it on your social media. This is Mike Taylor, Spirit Man Media, signing off.